So, hello and welcome to episode 7 of Nerd Church Radio. I'm your host, Ben Dupé.
I'm Bradley Butin.
And I am Josh Aldini.
And we are your comic book overlords. So, they're going to have your ears for the next hour and a half or so. We got some good reading done this week, and we're also going to record a video show. We are going to do a video show where we talk television after this for a little bit. We're going to post all this on YouTube for your ear and eye food candy.
Eye food.
And everyone's viewing pleasure.
Yeah, right in the tummy.
Eye food.
Okay, and I'm gonna.
Is that a new Apple product?
That is
food.
I with the lowercase I. Yeah.
Okay.
So we're also we're also gonna make all you wonderful listeners aware that we have a Patreon where you can give us money if you feel the need. We have donation levels so if you pledge $3 or more per month, we will give you a shout out on the show.
Shout.
Yep, out. And then if you pledge $5 or more per month, we will mail you one Funko Pop vinyl. See, right up there. I got tons of these. I just want to give them away for, not give them away. You have to donate $5 or more a month. So, and then we also give you a shout out on the show. If you pledge $10 or more per month, we will send you a Funko Pop vinyl figure. We will give you a shout out on the show. And you know what? Instead of giving you a shout out, you can just come on the show and
hey, who wants to be on a podcast?
Shoot the crap with us, yeah. And then if you pledge $20 or more a month, you are crazy because I don't have that money to give away. But if you do, you will get one Funko Pop vinyl figure, one of our favorite comic books, and then we'll come on the episode for one show. So how's that sound? Yeah,
I think it sounds pretty good.
Yeah, it's
That's
reasonable.
fair.
Yeah,
very good.
I'll
Very
dig
good.
it. Okay. Or if you want to give us a one-time donation, you can do that at our GoFundMe page. We are trying to make shirts with this on it. Thumbs up, knuckle bump.
Boom.
It's just something we do. So, if you want to do that, we are trying to make that. It's at gofundme.com/nerdchurchradio. We have a really cool t-shirt design there. I already said that. So, also, we're having a little contest for the month of October where if you give us an iTunes review and then you email it to us at nerdchurchradio@gmail.com, just email us to confirm, like, hey, I gave you an iTunes review, it's this. Then we will put you in an entry to win a Loot Crate for the month of October.
Loot Crate's sweet.
Yeah, Loot Crate is sweet. And if you don't know what Loot Crate is, it's a monthly box that they
Nerd
send
box.
to you. Nerd box, yep. Where, they typically have, these themes where, it's one word, right? So this month, obviously, the theme is horror. Or every October they do something.
Makes sense.
Makes sense. 1 year in October I got a shirt that said Ewalking Dead, and it was like Ewoks.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Awesome.
So it's just a box with things from your favorite nerd franchises. They have Walking Dead, Evil Dead, Scream, and more cool horror movie franchises. So if you want to learn more about Loot Crate, visit www.lootcrate.com.
Loot.
And as always, if you have any questions or want to hit us up, you can do so at nerdchurchradio@gmail.com. So, here at Nerd Church Radio, we are a certain type of podcast. Josh, what kind of podcast are we?
We are a family-friendly spoiler podcast.
You've been warned.
You have been warned. We will be spoiling basically all the comic books that we read this week. So, kind of aiming towards the people who, don't have the time to read all the comics at all times. That way they can, tune into our cast and kind of get caught up on the storyline if they miss an issue or two.
Be part of our congregation.
Yeah, exactly. Or if you've read the comic books and you just want to hear three jerks talk about them, then come.
Yeah,
we're also for you. So.
Or if you're bored at work and you just want something to listen to, we can take that too.
Whatever. Yeah,
pretty much anybody, if you're into nerd stuff, we're your podcast. Come on.
That's right,
absolutely, yes. So we have a rating system here. Normally we have Gideon explain that rating system to you. She's our hired AI, and I'm going to let her explain that to you right about now.
If a comic book is bad, we rate it as blasphemy. If the book is good, we give our blessing. If the book is not bad, not good, but just kind of meh, we rate it as stuck in purgatory. If the book is great, we rate it as holy. And if a comic book exceeds all standards of awesomeness, we rate that book as salvation.
All right, awesome. So we're going to get down to business here. We have 6 books to recap, review, and talk about for you. I'm going to start with the first book of the week. Where is it? Champions. Marvel's Champions.
I almost feel like there should be like some music, some rock music, or something going on, you know?
Maybe like a Kid Rock song.
Kid Rock, that could work, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Ba what to ba? No.
No.
I think we can all agree that we hate Kid Rock.
I don't hate Kid Rock.
Oh, God. Get out.
I don't have any of his albums, but I don't hate him.
I can't stand the guy, man. He's a terrible... Anyway. All right.
Anyways, moving on.
He's country now.
Yeah.
He's not hurting anybody.
He's hurting me with his sounds that he makes. All right. So, Marvel's Champions, written by Mark Waid, penciled by Humberto Ramos, and inked by Victor...
He said Ramos.
Ramos.
He said Ramos.
And Victor Olazaba. That's a cool name. Olazaba.
That is real cool.
Yeah. Much better than Doopy. So,
Yeah.
yeah. People always call me Doopy, which don't
Doopy.
look that up on Urban Dictionary.
I call him Ben.
I'll take your word for that one.
It says basically poop. That's all it says.
Well,
Wonderful.
Awesome.
Like
Fantastic.
I know. That's what my last name means.
And just for the record, you brought poop into this time, okay?
Oh, God. We're always talking about poop
and-
on the cot.
yeah, poop and
We should
Batman.
call this a Poopcast.
Well,
Poopcast?
We'll just change the name. You guys,
if
after
this goes into a full-blown poopcast, I'm leaving.
after this week,
Yeah, I might get a little stinky.
unsubscribe
Oh, bad joke.
Hashtag dad jokes.
Yeah.
unsubscribe to Nerd Church Radio and subscribe to Poopcast.
Oh, goodness.
All right.
Oh,
I
goodness.
got to check on the domain availability. So
Hey,
we'll,
hey, Josh.
we'll
Stay
put a pin
tuned.
in that. Yeah.
Hey, Josh, Ben. Have you heard the joke about the roof?
Oh, God. No, don't do it again.
It's over your
God.
head anyway.
All right. We're over on our intro
Yep.
by like 1 minute. So I'm just
Yep.
going to jump right into things with Marvel's Champions. So this is an unbelievable Marvel book.
Awesome book. Awesome book.
I was really excited to finally have a good Marvel book because I feel like we're very partial to DC Comics here. We feel they have wonderful publications, and Marvel has just kind of been lacking lately. So, so it's nice to like have Katie, the manager of our local comic shop, recommend a Marvel book and pick it up and be like, wow, this is actually like what I loved about Marvel Comics. So I'll jump right into the recap here. We open up with Miss Marvel hanging out with her family and eating a meal, basically living a normal person's life. While this is happening, we get a cool little flashback of her quitting the Avengers. And recently, during one of the battles, I'm assuming that took place during Civil War II, which is currently going on parallel to this. So I don't know this for a fact, but because I haven't been reading any of the Civil War II stuff, but I've heard a lot of it isn't worth reading. So anyway, Miss Marvel sends a text to Miles Morales and Spider-Man and Nova to meet her on a rooftop.
Yes.
And you guys know all this already, so I don't know why I'm looking at you, but yeah.
I like it when you look at me, Ben.
Yeah, right there.
How you
Don't
doing?
break it. Yeah. Okay. So Miles and Miss Marvel and Nova meet up on a rooftop, which I know nothing about Nova. My wife freaking hates that dude, though. I don't know why.
Noah's not that bad.
Is he? Is he not?
I mean, I could see him. I could see how it could drive her a little bit nuts because he's kind of like a little kid. Kind of
Is
got
he?
that annoying personality. He thinks
Yeah.
he's like kind of the man. But I mean, the dude can fly like a rocket, and he all from a helmet that he found, and he's got awesome powers now. So
Okay.
I think Nova's cool. I mean, he can fly in space without a suit. He could just. He's the man.
He's
I mean,
not the
man.
original Nova, though, too. There's been several different Novas.
Yeah.
Well, still,
but-
Nova power is pretty cool. I'd take
Yeah.
it. I'd wear that helmet.
Yeah, I would too. But I'd wear any helmet. You know, I'd wear Magneto's helmet if I
Oh, you
had the power.
evil bastard!
Oh, come on, tell me you wouldn't if you had the choice. Come
All
on.
right,
I
that's
do
true.
it too.
If there was a mutant out there that could read and control my mind, I'd probably wear that helmet.
All right, so
Hey,
Miss
maybe
Marvel.
there is.
Maybe there is. Maybe there is. They're hiding.
It's
right.
not safe for them yet.
That's true.
So Miss Marvel and Nova and Miles Morales meet on a rooftop, and what was it? She tries to convince them to join her new teeny superhero team. This kind of reminds me a lot of Teen Titans #1. Did it remind you guys of that too?
A little bit, yeah.
Just because it's a bunch of teens teaming up, So anyway, they agree. Then we pan over to the new Smart Hulk, who's trying to save a bunch of mine workers that are trapped in a collapsed cave. Say that 4 times fast. And then Nova and Spidey show up to help Hulk save all the mine workers, then convince him to join their super awesome hero club. Right?
Awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep, that was pretty cool. So after that, the team heads over to Washington, D.C. to recruit Vision's daughter, Viv, which I didn't know anything about. I didn't even know Vision had. How does that work?
Too, yeah.
She's a robot too. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm assuming he used some.
I'm guessing that there wasn't an issue about them making Viv.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, she agrees to join their club too, and then her internal connections to the web, the magic web. They find a group of underage girls that have been kidnapped by an evil clown named Pagliacci. Oof, that clown wasn't very well timed by Marvel this week with all the...
Sure wasn't.
Yikes. No. Tough luck. Anyway, the gang shows up and saves the day, but in the struggle, one of the girls gets killed. Hulk almost kills Pagliacci, but doesn't when Miss Marvel kind of reaches over and grabs his arm and shapeshifts around him and is like, no, don't kill him, you're a hero. And they want to be... They want to be the bigger people. God, I am killing it tonight. Holy crap. So then the issue ends with them basically teaming up as one big teeny bopper justice team. Teen team. Potato. All right, so it was a fantastic issue. What did you guys think of it?
I liked it.
I liked it too. One thing I really liked is, like, as you said, when Miss Marvel left the Avengers that she's on. I believe it's the Avengers that has Vision in it. It's got Falcon, Captain America, right?
Yeah, Sam Wilson.
And I just really liked how they're kind of doing the Avengers things, and destruction and carnage is obviously happening along the way, buildings being destroyed and stuff. But they really caught how the Avengers are kind of just the big picture is saving the day, but they don't really care about. Well, it's not that they don't care, but it kind of seems like they don't really care about the destruction and the collateral damage and stuff like that. And I really liked how that really hurt Miss Marvel, and it basically drove her to leave the Avengers because she wants to help people. She wants to save the day, do whatever's necessary to save people, but also stick around and help rebuild whatever gets destroyed in the process.
And it seems more human than
very much more human.
Yeah, and that's the point,
Well, you guys got insurance, it's okay.
Yeah. And but they kind of make the Avengers out to be the bad guys because they're all caught up fighting each other and stuff, and
right.
These little kids are hold on, guys.
But but at the same time, in the Avengers' defense, this is the second Civil War they're going through with people with crazy amounts of power. And it's when you're fighting on that level, it would be tough to kind of keep that a focus because you're always looking for that next supervillain.
Yeah.
Always looking for the next group of people to try to save, stuff like that. So it would be a challenging situation, I think.
I don't know, man. I feel keep it together, guys. Come on. I know we're fighting amongst each other like heroes, but if there's starting to be collateral damage, come on,
right.
Let's keep the greater. I know we have our differences, but that's why they're heroes and not villains, So it seems to a certain extent, it's you're giving these heroes villain traits, and it's they're getting so self-absorbed in their own feelings and stuff that they're not taking other people into consideration, and it's well, yeah, I don't know, but I guess there's two sides to every story and stuff.
Absolutely.
So let's see. I'm trying to look at my notes and see. I already said it kind of was Teen Titans #1. The narrative was kind of cool because it was told a little bit through text bubbles and stuff. What's kind of lends itself to the whole teen thing, but they didn't overdo it. It wasn't reading Snot Girl, which I don't think you guys have read yet, but it takes that whole thing to a whole nother level. I'll talk about that later. I feel the name Champions is a little unoriginal.
Yeah.
Come on,
it's
guys.
Very 80s.
Yeah. Actually, on a All-Star Comics podcast, they said that was an old thing in Marvel, I guess, from the 80s or 70s or 60s. I don't know. So it's a gold or silver age thing.
Okay.
So yeah, it was playful though. I liked it. I liked the art a lot. The art was awesome.
The art was really good.
Especially, I like the way it was
especially
drawn.
when they were showing all the girls that were kidnapped and everything. I mean, it was just that little bit of a different art style, and it made such a huge difference.
Well, and the flashbacks too.
Yeah.
Like there's this right here that's the flashback,
Right.
and then like it gets really like bright and colorful here and clean.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like you can really tell in the flashback that it's a different type thing. So
good job,
yeah.
Marvel.
Yeah, good job, Marvel. If this is any indication of how, like, which, if you guys didn't know, Marvel Now is starting next month. It started this month with this title, but they're kind of doing a Rebirth type thing where they reboot all their titles or give people a jumping on point, because I think they're starting to maybe notice that their sales aren't doing so well. So, yeah.
Better change something.
Yeah, so... but if this is any indication of how that's going, which Doctor Strange #1 also came out this week, or it was number 8, but it was #1 for this, and that was a really good read too. Same with, there were 3. There was that, this, and Deadpool, and all 3 of those were a good read. So good. I'm digging it. Which, do you guys like Peter Parker's outfit or Miles Morales' outfit better?
Man, I like Peter Parker's.
I don't know. I like the color scheme there a little bit better. I like the black and the red.
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, the Spidey, man. I mean, I like it pretty much. I've liked the majority of his costumes, so.
I feel like every Spider-Man costume always looks like a Spider-Man costume, but I kind of dig Miles Morales. You know what would make their outfits even better?
Symbiotes?
Is if they went over to our shop at tpublic.com.
Oh, yeah.
And checked out the lovely T-shirts we have. Do you like that segue that I made?
Nice, very nice. Nice segue.
Thumbs up, knuckle bump, boys.
Right.
Boom.
Yeah, all right. So, tpublic.com/stores/nerd-church-radio. We have a lovely website where you can buy wonderful geek T-shirts. There's like really cool ones from all your favorite geek franchises. We're always adding new shirts to the shop. I know there's some cool Spider-Man stuff, some cool Spider-Gwen stuff. There's even a Saga shirt of like Lying Cat, and it says like lying above it.
Awesome.
Yeah, which is really cool.
Awesome.
I'm actually going to buy that soon. So yeah,
Nice.
I mean, I don't own any of the T-shirts now, but I'm ordering some like this week. So it's really
Go check it
cool
out, guys.
list. Yeah,
Go check
absolutely. Yeah. So anyway, this one though gets a holy from me. Definitely like a high holy. It's not quite a salvation because I feel like there wasn't much story development, and I don't feel like there was meant to be a whole lot of story development. I think it was meant to like just get the team together, and like that's what they did here, and like we had some fun along the way too. So like, you know, it was good in that respect. But yeah, it's a high holy for me. So
it's a low holy for me. I liked it. I couldn't find anything really wrong with it. It was nothing that I'm like.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't change much. I guess I think that there's better things to come with it, and I think it's going to be an adventure. So
well, and I don't really know a lot about those characters. I don't know a lot about the new Hulk, the new everybody. But it's gonna be fun learning about them though. So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna keep reading.
Yeah. Okay. So what do we get next? Green Arrow next. Oh yeah. What do you got? Or what did you think of the book? What would you rate it?
I thought it was good. I mean, I'm right there with you guys. Holy, it's I really enjoyed it. Like, I mean, it's kind of cool seeing Hulk in a collapsed mine shaft, like just
glasses.
Punching his way through, like trying to find these people to save him. I don't know. Cool. There was a lot of elements to it that I really liked. And I just thought it was a good read.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. I had fun.
All right, 3 holies.
Yep. All right. What more can you ask for?
That's right.
All right. What do you got?
All right. Green Arrow issue number 8, Island of Scars, Part 1. The creative team in this is Benjamin Percy, and the art, color, and cover was all done by Otto Schmidt. So we know what Ollie was doing a year ago, right? He was worrying about the clocking. We've already been there, right?
Oh, that was a year ago. Okay.
Yeah, that was a year ago. So now, guess where Ollie is now?
Where?
Trapped on an island.
God.
Surprise, surprise.
This guy can't get a break, man.
Yep. So we start he's going to get a break in this. We start Island of Scars.
Yes, he does.
Yes, he does. Woo. With Ollie doing some hunting with his bow because, he's got a bow and he's on an island.
Yep.
All right.
No surprise there.
And so he's thinking about he's looking for the bright side of being stuck on an island. He talks about it being a game that he would play with Emmy, where he'd be like, okay, your situation sucks, but what's the bright side of it?
Yeah.
So and then
I got some salad stuck in my teeth, but I have a snack too. So yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
So this is all fun and games, literally fun and games, until he sees a bear.
Ruh-roh.
Raggy. And the bear wants to eat him, so he runs. So as he gets away from the bear, and as he gets away from the bear, he hears someone. Who do you think he hears?
Well, we know it's Black Canary.
Okay, Black Canary.
I'm looking at her right now.
Yeah. Okay,
Very,
none other than Dinah Lance.
Dina Lance.
Is it Dina? Dinah?
It's Dina.
Is it Dina? Okay.
Yeah. On the show,
Dina.
right?
Yeah. Well,
It's Dina on the show.
On the show, like the CW show?
Yeah.
I thought it was
It's
Dinah.
Sarah and
Laurel.
It's Dina.
But
I
Dina is.
guarantee you.
It was
Yeah.
Laurel in the show. It's Laurel, Dina, Lance.
Oh, yeah.
Right,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
but the actual in the comics it's always been Dinah,
Gotcha,
whatever.
gotcha.
Okay,
Yeah.
so cool. So Josh, can you tell me a little bit about Dinah Lance?
Dina.
Dina, I'm gonna say it wrong just because it's by you.
They juror very well.
Okay.
She's a very I feel like maybe feminists wouldn't dig
Oh,
this.
she's
a very
she's a total feminist.
Well, she's a rock
she's
star.
very like sexualized.
yeah,
I
she's
don't know. I
a
mean,
rock
like,
star. She has a
always,
band called Black Canary.
Yeah, Black Canary's always been kind of over sexualized in the comics, though. I mean, that's just I don't know. That's always been her character.
And just
She's
remember,
a hot
they're
chick
all-
that kicks butt.
yeah,
they're-
she's a bad girl, you know.
Right,
sort of,
right,
yeah.
right.
So yeah.
Right. So of course, since Ollie's girlfriend is there, they definitely get reacquainted with each other. After they get reacquainted with each other's bodies, for a while they start to see a spot where somebody has been camping out. You don't know how long they've been there or anything like that at the time. So the person that was camping out is none other than John Diggle.
Yep.
Ollie's best friend, who gets caught by the bear, which I guess is not a real bear, and taken to some weird science-y place that with some woman with a half-burned face is running, I guess. It kind of looks like a part of the TV show Lost. So, who is the chick with the half-burned face?
That's a good question.
Yeah, that is a good question.
Tell us, Brad, who is this woman?
I
We
find
don't
out
know.
on the next issue of
Yeah,
Green
we
Arrow,
don't
issue
know.
number 9, Couples Retreat.
Awesome.
I'm trying to remember if there's ever been like anyone with a half-burned face in the comics.
Two-Face.
Yeah, that's true.
Well,
Yeah. But yeah.
No, this is no Two-Face.
No,
Yeah.
I know. Yeah. So, did the artist? I really think that the art in Green Arrow was awesome. I really like this style. It reminds me of a good animated movie.
Yeah, like as I was flipping through it, like I was really liking how they were drawing that comic. It's just different. Like I just really
It's
like the
very
way it's
different.
drawn.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, I like the way they do Oliver and Black Canary in there. I really do.
There was only one panel that I didn't like, and it's this one with the. Oh, there goes my mic. It's this one with the nose right there.
Yeah,
That
I can
kind of-
see that.
bugged me just a little
I
bit.
can see that,
Look
yeah.
she looks like she got punched in the face.
Yeah, she's by Oliver.
But that's a nitpick. I mean, overall,
Right,
the artistic
yeah.
style is really good, and you got to think they have probably 2 weeks to draw this book.
Right.
So I mean,
Yeah.
I've tried drawing a comic book this long, and it took me months to get 5 pages in. So
Yeah.
the stuff these guys do in the time frame they have allotted is absolutely amazing. So
Awesome.
Yeah, I really liked the dialogue in the story. It was funny when it needed to be, and it had a great sense of realism. And because the obvious chemistry between Oliver and Dinah,
Gina.
I'm not gonna get it right.
So hey, just to pick up where you left off though with the recap. So Dina and so after Diggle gets taken by the bear, then Dina and Ollie have some romantic time,
Right.
and they eventually figure out that Diggle was there and had been kidnapped, and they go off into the sunset to hunt for Diggle.
Diggle,
Yep, hunt together. Yep. All right.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
No, it's good. It's good. So,
Okay.
so the antagonist in this is just a mystery at this point, unless you want to count the bear. But
Yeah, it's some kind of organization. I'm not sure
Right.
who. Yeah. So
who obviously went after and got Diggle, Black Canary, and then Oliver. So for some reason they want them three together. So
yeah.
Cool. But I like the way the story was told. It had a very nice flow to it. It was a really, really fast read, I thought. So
Yeah, I did too.
and my favorite thing about the book was all the character building between Oliver and Black Canary. And the one thing that I liked least about the book is I wanted a little bit more of Diggle.
Okay.
I mean, like maybe how he got there, just one page of him getting there or something like that there really wasn't.
Yeah, I don't know. I felt like at times like this book was a little bit like a grocery store romance novel, like this stuff right here.
Yeah.
It was kind of like one of those cheesy romance novels you buy at the grocery
Are you
store.
really here?
Yeah.
Am I seeing things?
But this looks like the cover of a grocery store romance. But at the same, I don't mean that's
a Cosmo cover right there.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I don't mean that as a slight to the book, though. I think that's kind of like the character drama that Percy was trying to build a little bit.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, it's cool. I think you could have sacrificed a little bit of that and put a little more Diggle in there. But
Yeah.
I mean, Percy's been killing it lately on these
Man.
books. So.
Well, and they always emphasize like that tension between those two characters, don't they?
Yeah, it's
Like
sort
I
of
mean,
a little bit.
they do in the CW show a lot. I
Yeah.
mean, even when Ollie's with other women, you just see just that tension between him and Black Canary at all.
Yeah,
times.
there's always that sort of unspoken relationship between
Right.
those two, even when it's not going
Yeah.
hot and heavy like it is in this issue. So,
Right. So,
yep.
Other than that, I mean, I rate this book as holy.
Yeah, I'd give it a high holy.
Me
I
too.
mean, like I haven't caught up on the last few issues, but I picked this one up starting at 8, and as a new reader on this one, I felt okay grabbing this and picking it up. So yeah, good.
It's a great story. Who would have thought Green Arrow?
Yeah,
Green Arrow.
right. Who'd have thought? Yeah. All right. So, moving on, we can start with Josh. Now he's got Death of Hawkman.
Death of Hawkman #1, written by Mark Andraco and penciled by Aaron Lopresti. If I butchered those names, I'm sorry. So this issue basically it opens on planet Ron in the current time. You see Hawkman and Adam Strange. They've appeared to be in some sort of battle. Adam Strange's suit's all tore up. Hawkman has arrows in his chest and shoulders.
It's like a beast.
Just being a beast.
Yeah, dude.
They're clearly on the run from someone, and they take a brief moment. When they have a moment, they just kind of stop and kind of hide out for a second. Adam asks Hawkman if he has any ideas, and Hawkman begins ripping the 2 arrows out of his body, like the true BA that he is. And then, of course, he says with a smile, "Yes, we killed them and saved the universe." Adam's pretty much grossed out by Hawkman's manliness, and he turns and throws up all over the place. So
I forgot about that part. Yeah, that was awesome.
Yep. So Adam tells Hawkman to take care of his wounds, and while he basically goes and does some recon, kind of looks for the hostile forces that are following him. At this point, the narrative kind of starts in Adam's head.
Right.
You kind of get a zoomed in shot of his eyes, and he's just like, "How did I get here?" At this point, they take a moment to kind of give him a chance to introduce himself.
Kind of take the rest of the comic to do that, really.
Yeah, basically.
Which is great. Like, I loved it.
Basically. I mean, I knew nothing about this character, so that's why I thought it was pretty cool because, yeah, they're going to jump right into the backstory for him.
Yeah, I don't think any of us knew anything about him.
That's the first I had heard of him, so...
Yeah.
Honestly, when I heard Adam Strange, I was like, is this somehow...
Hugo Strange or
Doctor Strange?
Dr.
But then I'm like,
Stephen
wait,
Strange?
no, that can't be. Like, I don't know, just the name kind of threw me for a minute, but...
Yeah.
But basically, it goes on to talk about how he's a mild-mannered archaeologist on Earth, but on planet Ron, he, not to sound arrogant, but he's a friggin' superhero.
Yeah.
And he did state it pretty much that same way as he's like drop kicking a raptor in the face. So,
Which is kind of cool. It's kind of like the opposite Superman.
yeah, basically. I mean, it's like weird. On Earth, he's a normal dude, but on this other planet, he's like superhero. So
Earth, I have no abs. Ron,
Yeah.
I have abs.
exactly.
Yeah.
So basically, he mentions how he explores space, how he has to battle things that no one on Earth could imagine. But when he gets back on his homeworld, things are more of the mundane and normal. He plays video games to keep his skills sharp. Smart man.
We've all been there.
Yeah, but he makes it pretty clear that he very much misses being out in space and saving the day and doing his hero thing that he does. So story at this point then jumps back several days. You see Adam, he's at the DMV trying to get his license. Classic superhero needs his license, I guess.
Oh, hey, you need an ID card to be in the Justice League.
Yeah.
So he tries making some conversation with some strangers. Then something goes off on his watch. Kind of starts beeping. So he has to get out of there real quick. He gives his number in line to like this big burly biker guy and says, "Hey man, today's your lucky day. Here you go." He takes off down the street and he's talking to himself like, "I got to get there. He finds himself in an alley, and then all of a sudden his watch just starts glowing like bright red. He mentions his sweetheart Elena's name. He begins a countdown, and then nothing happens. So
He's like kind of like a beam me up Scotty type moment.
right, like there was something was supposed to happen,
Hey.
and then nothing happened like it was supposed to. So
Wait a minute.
I'm not supposed to be here.
No one beamed me up. What's going on?
What's going on?
Yeah, all right.
So left confused by the utter nothingness. End of scene as it zooms out. So next we find ourselves in the city of Ranagar on the planet of Ron. And I think I'm saying that right. Rann. Is it Ron?
Yeah, I think it's
Ron.
Ron.
Ron, Ran,
Your
Ron.
guess is as good as mine, man.
And that's the next kid's book, Ran, Run, Run.
Ran. So as we're getting in the city of Ranagar, Elena Strange, who we find out is the wife of Adam, she's rather irritated that her husband is missing.
Which she should be.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
what woman wouldn't be
yeah,
irritated?
My
you
wife
know?
gets irritated when I'm not beamed up right away. So
Right.
Elena is talking with her father, who is the greatest scientist on Ron. His name is Sardath.
Hey, Ben, what happens on Ron stays on Ron.
no, we've all heard. Yeah,
Heyo.
yeah.
So, Sardath, which again, Elena's father, greatest scientist on Ron, is explaining that everything is set correct, but something is causing interference.
Something is going awry.
What he's talking about, where everything's set correct, is they're talking about what they call their Zeta beam. My guess is that it's some sort of teleportation device.
Yeah, like beam
Yeah.
me up Scotty type thing. Yeah.
Yep. So it is firing, but it's not firing exactly where it should be. Elena makes it clear she's pretty annoyed and wants the issue fixed. Her and her father both then calm down. They begin to stare out the window at the cityscape, kind of, just taking a deep breath. Mm-hmm. And then as they're looking into the it just suddenly explodes. And I mean, it explodes so huge that, the windows come caving inward. There's fire, everything.
Wow.
This is like planet-ending fury happening right now on Ron.
Basically. So Sardath dives on top of Elena to protect her right as the window explodes in. Mm-hmm. As they both come to it, Elena asks who would do such a thing. The answer is they're standing in the doorway. We got two warriors of Thanagar. Essentially, they look exactly like Hawkman. If you know what Hawkman looks like, picture two of them standing in this doorway.
Just like a giant badass with wings. Yeah,
and
and
a
a
metal
helmet.
mask.
Yeah.
Elena looks up in shock, and the two warriors shout for the greater glory of Thanagar, and then they explode themselves and kill everything.
For the glory of Thanagar.
Excellent. Thank you for that, babe. Very good.
Sound effects extraordinaire.
Sound effects are free.
So everything explodes. That's pretty much the end of scene. Assumption is that basically everything is dead. So story cuts back to Adam. He's sitting sad in a diner, trying to figure out why the Zeta beam is hitting Earth,
Aww.
but not in the right place for him to catch it.
We've all been there, right?
He leaves the diner pretty distraught. Talking to himself, telling his wife Elena how good he's with old maps and other things, but basically the Zeta beam, he can't figure out what's going on.
Right.
Suddenly he realizes that a map may help him. Adam begins to compare a hollow image of Earth and Ron. I'm assuming at his supercomputer in his lair or something, because he's all of a sudden surrounded by two floating planets. Mm-hmm. He begins to have the same questions that Sardath had. Something was interfering. He somehow figures that something out. And suddenly he's looking at a map of North America, basically. It's showing New York City, Gotham, Metropolis, Coast City, and is it St. Roch?
Yeah, I don't know about that one. That
Roach.
was the one,
St.
St.
Roch,
Roach?
St.
maybe?
Roach.
R-O-C-H, yeah.
R-O-C-H, something like
Or
that.
Rock.
Rock.
Yeah, I don't know.
At this point, anyways, Adam realizes that he needs some help. And then we suddenly jump to the Justice League Watchtower orbiting Earth. So apparently, Adam Strange is a member of the Justice League. No idea how or why, but all of a
He
sudden,
does have an ID card.
all of a sudden
He
we are at
does,
the
yeah.
Watchtower. So
Hanging out with Cyborg.
we cut to Adam and Cyborg basically talking. Adam's thanking Cyborg for the quick help. Cyborg then teleports Adam to Gotham, Metropolis, Coast City, and St. Roach Rock. Now, I don't know if the teleporter splits him into 4 different beings or not, but
Nah, I think it was more just like kind of like panning back and forth to different like times or whatever.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
but basically over the next 4 pages, you get you get each different city on each page.
Yeah.
And it's kind of telling the story of what Adam's doing in each location, kind of over the same length of time, why he's in each one.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes to Wayne Tech Labs in Gotham, goes to LexCorp in Metropolis, goes to an aircraft hangar in Coast City, and to Bell Rev Prison in St. Roach Rock. He hits security at all 4 locations. You then see him flash his Justice League ID card at each one. He speaks with some sort of head at each facility. It sounds like he was searching for basically anything out of the norm, but nothing really turned up at any facility. While he was at the prison, he was asking if any guards or any prisoners had gotten out or escaped. Just trying to find anything really out of the norm, but none of the heads had seen anything.
No, Josh, you knew who's at Bell Reeve, right?
Isn't that where a lot of people are at?
Yeah, Suicide Squad.
Suicide
Oh
Squad.
yeah, Bell
that's
Rev
right.
Prison.
Bell Rev,
yeah.
Bell Rev.
Yep.
Bell Rev, yep.
Okay.
Got it.
So, he returns home bummed and disappointed. He grabs a drink and he starts thinking through the situation, staring out into the window. How am I going to get home? That sort of thing. As he's realizing that he may be stuck in the situation, not knowing when he will see the love of his life again, a strange glowy aura appears around Adam. Recognizing the glow from the Zeta beam, Adam yells, "Finally! Elena, I'm coming home." Right as he says home, he teleports and he arrives at Ron, which is burning, it's on fire, and it's utterly destroyed.
It's like an apocalyptic looking
Right.
mess.
I mean, that last shot was awesome
It was
because
wonderful, yeah.
he teleports in. All of a sudden, he's in his full-on superhero space warrior outfit, and he's just standing like, "What the heck just happened?"
Yeah, it's like this teleportation thing. Like it somehow transforms him into the superhero, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, like it's.
Yeah.
Well, I just didn't know if maybe it's just wherever he ends up, basically outside of planet Earth, if he's just in his Adam Strange form. I mean, I don't know. I'm interested to see kind of how that plays out. So
Yeah, his outfit kind of looks like
Star-Lord.
No, it looks like Adam from Legends of Tomorrow.
It does.
With the
red-
visor.
Oh, yeah. I
it
can see
looks
that.
a little bit more like Adam's suit from
Legends of Tomorrow. He has the visor and the helmet.
Yeah.
It looks just like him. Yeah.
Oh.
All right.
less mech suit, more just like spandexy armor.
Yeah.
So
what did you think?
pretty cool read. I thought the art was really good. Like the Hawkman at the beginning, looked just
amazing.
Looked just BA, man. Just looked awesome. Story's okay, but it ended up mostly being about Adam Strange, as we were saying before. Good thing with this, though, as we talked about, I mean, I didn't really know anything about him. So I kind of liked how they threw that at a little bit of backstory at you right away, kind of get it out of the way.
Yeah.
Hopefully this next issue is going to pretty much pick up and kind of get into what happened at the beginning of this one as to finding out why Adam Strange and Hawkman are being chased or, I was bummed about the small amount of Hawkman we got. I mean, it's called Death of Hawkman, and you get him for 3 pages.
Yeah, but I think we'll get more of that.
So, and that's, I mean, again, that's what I'm hoping with it. But that was just something that kind of stood out to me was, I was hoping to see a little bit more of him. But
yeah.
Let's see. I am a sci-fi fan, though, overall, so I am excited to see where this goes. Adam Strange seems like a character I could really get into.
Yeah.
I just love space exploration and science fiction stuff that really goes into that.
Yeah, the more sci-fi you get, the more enjoyable it is. It's a lot of fun. I love sci-fi.
Yeah.
I'm also interested to see if they continue the jumping back and forth through the story. Usually not a fan of that. I kind of like my stories to just kind of play out and unfold. I mean, we talked about that with the CW Arrow show. It just really jumps around like crazy sometimes. So, I mean, interested to see how they tell it in the future issues, but I know that kind of storytelling can be done right.
Oh,
and it's possible
Absolutely.
to do it correctly. So I'm just excited. So, but the jumping around in the first issue, it did have me going back a little bit to try to kind of figure out where I was at.
Really?
like the one part that stood out with that was like kind of at first I wasn't understanding if he's from planet Ron or if he's from Earth.
No, he's from. Well,
Earth.
I don't know.
Earth.
I guess that part it didn't even seem important to me, but that's a good question. I don't know
Because he's kind of talking about how he's stuck here on Earth, right?
Right.
And he's trying to get back to Ron, where he can be the superhero. And his wife lives on this planet, and her dad lives on that planet. So it's like, is he from there or not? But then when he was talking about sitting at home and it being mundane, and he's playing video games, like very much thought it was Earth, but at the same time, maybe that's kind of what normal life is in Ron.
No.
I mean, I don't know.
He's
that's
actually
something that wasn't clear.
He's from Earth, and then when he was on an archaeological dig and found something that did something, and somehow he got to Ron. I mean, I remember it was part of a cartoon. They kind of explained it, and I don't remember.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't remember which one it was or anything like that, but I remember it's not too old, and they explain a little bit about Adam Strange.
So what'd you rate it?
I rated it a high blessing just because I thought it was really good, but again, just some of the things I had issues with, I guess, is why I didn't give it a holy. But I mean, I definitely got high hopes for this comic. I think it's going to be really good, and I'm excited to see kind of how it unfolds. So,
See, I gave this a solid holy, and there's a few reasons for that. Reason one is when you open your other comic that you reviewed, Cyborg, and you see a bunch of tiny panels and a ton of text, you're like, oh, God, I really don't want to sit here and read 2 pages of this. And then you turn another page and it's that.
Right.
And the entire comic is tiny panels and tons of text, and it's like a slog to get through, man. And like this, it's like big, spacious panels and not too much text, and it's like it keeps you turning the pages, and like like this, like those are beautiful panels.
oh yeah.
There's 8 panels on 2 pages, and there's like 8 text boxes, and it's just fun to read, man. Like I hate dragging through stuff, and it's like this felt like a solid read. Like I turned through it really well. I didn't get stuck on anything. Like I maybe didn't get all the details of certain things, but I feel like they got their message across, and it was a fun read. So,
I mean, and you open it up and you see that of Hawkman with arrows.
3 panels, boom,
Right.
boom, boom, right there.
And then
next page.
Hawkman like bleeding
5
all over the place.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm with Ben. I'm like, oh, this is a holy.
Spacey and clean. That's the way. That's why I like Saga so much.
Yeah.
Is they're the same way. There's
Right.
not too
Right.
much text. It's not a slog. I mean, there's a reason this is a comic and not a novel. It's like, don't put too much text in there. Not to say that Cyborg's bad.
Right.
It's just not my favorite. But
No, and I mean, the more comics I read, I'm definitely with you there. I do like less text, bigger images to look at. Like you said, it keeps you turning. Like, that's very valid points, and that issue definitely had that. So,
and there is a place for like a heavy narrative in a comic. Like there are certain ones, like 7 to Eternity is one that had a lot of text, but it all meant something, and like I'll lend that to you tonight because it's a great read, man. It's
awesome.
like a sci-fi dream. It's
yeah,
great.
I'm excited to read that one.
Yeah, I found some at Mayhem today. It was awesome. So, all right, we'll keep moving things along here because we're a little over on time. So I have Green Arrow number 8. No, Green Lantern's number 8, not Green Arrow. We get so many greens, man. Green's my favorite color. All right, so story by Sam Humphries and art by Ed Bennis. So this issue opens up with a couple of super creepy looking baddies who are trying to find the Rogue Guardian and steal the Phantom Ring that he's constructed. By the way, if you didn't know, the Rogue Guardian's some type of... I'll mute that. By the way, if you didn't know, the Rogue Guardian, he's like exactly what it sounds like. He's a Rogue Guardian, and he constructed a ring that is a Green Lantern ring, but anyone can put it on and use it. It doesn't have to find its owner. So it's an extremely dangerous ring. It's
Whoa.
like,
It's awesome.
And all the other Guardians are like, "What are you doing, you idiot? Don't create a freaking ring that anyone can put on. With the wrong hands could be
All right,
disastrous."
you
What
got
are
my,
away.
you
You
got
are
my
exiled.
attention already. You got my attention already.
So they sent him away, and like that's why he's a Rogue Guardian. He's gone to Earth to try and protect this freaking mass weapon that he's created. So the Rogue's Guardian's he's been hanging out on Earth trying to keep it safe. Anyway, these gotta watch it. Okay. Anyway, these baddies are wandering through the woods and talking about their evil plans. And Simon and Jessica are talking to Simon's little cousin. They're taking him trick-or-treating, which is really fun. It's like a Halloween issue.
Right.
All Simon's little cousins are dressed up as Justice League members. It's pretty cute. So, that's awesome. Anyway, we turn the page to this cool-looking rogue guardian hiding out in a clock tower and having flashbacks to when he created the Phantom Ring. The other guardians kicked him out of their cool kids club because they figured it might be a tiny bit threatening to have a ring that any random evil doer could put on.
Just a little.
And be as powerful as a Green Lantern. So Simon and Jessica catch up to the Guardians and to the Guardian, and the Guardian runs out into the woods. Simon and Jessica follow him there, and the two evil dudes catch up with them. Simon and Jessica beat the two evil, ugly dudes. By the way, I'm not really going much into the detail with these two clowns because they're not really relevant to the overarching story as far as this is concerned. And then they go back to hang out at Simon's house and hang out and hand out candy to trick-or-treaters. The issue ends with one final page where we see some rando driving down the highway towards Simon's house talking about how the Phantom Ring will be his. End of issue.
Good luck.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
All right, so another one that I really enjoyed, though. Over the last 8 issues, we as an audience have gotten to see Simon and Jessica, who are two people that are complete opposites and hated working with each other, just grow into their partnership with each other.
Good.
Simon is this, just arrogant prick who thinks he's, the best thing since sliced bread and just, he popping off at everything that he gets the chance to. And Jessica's just the opposite. She has extreme amounts of social anxiety, which is one reason that I love this book, because I have extreme amounts of social anxiety. So I relate to her character a lot because I get that. I have trouble with that sometimes. So it's really cool seeing her, and it's cool because Green Lanterns, that's the one thing they're not supposed to have is fear.
Right.
So seeing someone who has extreme amounts of social anxiety and who's so overcome with fear, overcome that and eventually make constructs and become a powerful Green Lantern is great. And at the beginning of the story arc, Hal Jordan gets them both together and he's like, hey guys, I gotta go off in space and do my thing. Here's your lanterns. I'm going to meld them into one lantern. You have to work together to use them.
Ooh, interesting.
So he makes them work together, which is kind of funny because it's like these two opposites who really don't like each other have to work together.
Right.
Now, Ben, I don't think that Green Lantern can have fear. They have to be able to overcome fear.
Well, yeah.
That's what gets them the ring.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, maybe I misspoke there, but yes, they fear is not a predominant thing. They don't like fear. They like courage. I mean, that's the thing.
Willpower.
But Jessica has great willpower. She just has to overcome a large amount of fear, and I think that's one thing is she has such a high amount of fear to overcome that when she does, she's going to be a stronger Lantern than anyone.
Absolutely. They're still building that up too, by the way.
Absolutely. So, I really enjoy seeing them overcome their personal obstacles and work together. That, my dear comic book loving friends, is character development. And the development on this book has been super solid.
Yeah.
Like a rock. These lanterns, the Red Lanterns thing was kind of a bust in that nothing really happened with them, and DC kind of put a pin in it to save it for a rainy day. But that's okay because the Guardian showed up and he's keeping them busy with this whole Phantom Ring debacle. The dialogue's always really good with Humphreys, who's the writer, and I always love the little Halloween mixed in with my comics. It's kind of like mixing M&Ms.
It's like Christmas.
It's like mixing M&Ms in with your popcorn when you're at the movie theater. You ever done that?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Have you ever mixed M&Ms and Reese's Pieces together?
Yeah, but you put them on top of your popcorn, and that's
I'm not a big popcorn guy.
That's a little magic.
But it is good.
Yeah.
It is good. Another good one is candy corn and peanuts.
Ooh,
great
I
combination.
gotta try that one.
Great
all right,
combination.
Good deal. All right. So, anyways, solid addition to an otherwise interesting and fun story. The artwork was also solid. This entire issue took place at night, and the book kind of had a darker backdrop that really suited itself to the Halloween-y nature of the story. The Rogue Guardian looked completely badass, and I really enjoyed the few flashbacks that I got on his story. If anything, I would say the story is lacking a real villain right now, and I'm hoping that we get one soon. We're 1/3 of the way through the story arc, and we don't have any idea who the Dominators are yet or what their deal is. So I want to see some development on that ASAP. Otherwise, I'd say it's a solid story and a fun read. It is a low holy on this one.
I would put. I agree with you. Except I'd say a blessing.
I'd say high blessing, low holy.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm a huge Green Lantern fan. The story is pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, like, I just want to... I'm big on villains. I was telling my wife this the other day. Like, I always want to know the villain. And I feel like, especially with Marvel and DC, I feel like I maybe hold them to a higher standard.
Sure.
Because these books are just full of tropes. They're just cliches waiting to happen. Because they've been making them so long that it's just like, bad guy, good guy, big fight, end. Like, and it's like, that's a trope in itself. And so, like, I don't know, man. Like, I feel like you owe it to your readers to like really put work into developing your villains and letting us know why they're a villain, and
right, can't be cheesy.
Or just why is the villain doing what they're doing. So I want to see like almost an entire issue developed to a villain, and that's one reason that I think like Night of the Monster Men right now is really lacking, is because like Strange just showed up, and I think the last issue starts like next week, and that's just disappointing as me to a reader. But that's all I have to say about that. It is a great read. Love the story. So with that, I will keep things moving to Be Rad with Superman.
Hey Ben, Josh, what do you get if you put Superman and Land of the Lost together?
What?
Superman issue number 8, Escape from Dinosaur Island.
Awesome. I was going to say a man punching dinosaurs in the face.
That was a good segue. I like it.
Like it, yeah. Now the story is by Peter Tomasi and Patrick Gleason. Penciled by Doug Manicki. It was inked by Jaime Mendoza. And so this issue is exactly what the cover suggests. It's Superman, Superboy, and Crypto fighting dinosaurs. How awesome is that?
Dude,
Pretty
I am
awesome.
sold. I got to check out this issue.
So I know you guys are thinking, right? Why would Superman and the Super Family fight dinosaurs?
I don't know.
Because it'd be fun. I mean, if you're super strong, why wouldn't you fight dinosaurs?
It's because Superboy's science project reacted with the crystals from the Fortress of Solitude, which transported them to some weird island where giant fish and pterodactyls try to eat them.
And if that is not the opening to an awesome story, I don't know what is.
I couldn't write one better.
Yeah.
Right, I know, right? So Superman and the fam is stuck on this island, and they can't even just fly away due to all the dinosaurs that are the pterodactyls that are in the air, and they don't know where they are, and Superboy can't really fly, so everybody's kind of on Superman's back.
I didn't know he couldn't fly yet until I read this issue. Superboy can't fly yet. He's still like growing into his powers, I guess. So, yeah.
So, and the fact that they are seeing they're also running into a lot of like tanks and some type of military exploration battle went on there, because there's tanks and dead bodies and all sorts of stuff. And then they meet a Tyrannosaurus Rex that wants to eat them.
Was it a T-Rex that they met though, or
at the end? Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, there's some really cool panels with Superman.
There's some cool Crypto moments in it too.
Crypto is awesome.
Like where he
he
went in and like it was all dark, and then you just see a smiling Crypto face, like
with the dinosaur in the background.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, that was my favorite panel in the whole book.
Yeah, it was a great one
right there. But yeah, I mean, the artist did a good job. I think the art was on par with the story. Nothing really popped out of me, but I can't really find anything I really didn't like.
There were a couple panels that bugged me again. Like, it was like, I don't know. There was this one panel where's the book? Hold on. I got to show you this, because this really bothered me, because Superboy looks like a girl in this one. Yeah, right here.
I can see
Very
that.
emo.
Yeah.
He looks like a girl, man.
A little eyeshadow and
lipstick.
Yeah, is he wearing lipstick there?
Yeah.
Wow.
The art overall, though, again, this is a nitpick. Like, I think like the more I make fun of a book, like the more I like it, and I feel comfortable making fun of it. It's like, I can sit here and make fun of Brad all day. It's because we're good friends. But if there was someone sitting here I didn't like, I probably wouldn't make fun of them, as much, because it's like I'm not comfortable around them. It's the same with books. Like, if I liked a book a lot, I can feel fun, like kind of poking fun at it. I feel like the art in this book was really solid, though.
Yeah. And the story was too, man. It was a good, fast read. I think it's really cool to have Superman, Krypto, and Superboy all together on an island with dinosaurs where some weird battle took place.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just awesome.
I like Krypto. What a cool creation.
Yeah, I know.
A
I love
Superman
Krypto.
dog, like, awesome.
Yeah, it's great. He's so much fun, man. Like that.
Yeah.
I used to dislike Superman stories in such a huge way, but like ever since Rebirth happened, it's brought kind of like the hope and fun back into it,
Yeah.
and it's really made me enjoy Superman quite a bit. So this one got a holy for me for
Wow,
sure.
Yeah.
some of this dinosaur art is just awesome.
So,
Yeah.
so Ben, I know you read this. So, what do you think is the reason why they can't fly away? Is it just because they don't know where they are, and because of the
no,
dinosaurs?
Superman can fly.
Well, right.
There's
I
a
mean,
kryptonite ozone layer.
there you go.
No, I think it's. I just don't think John's able to fly yet. I don't think he's
Well-
grown into his powers.
No, I mean I know
But
that.
they're in another dimension right now. Like
Yeah.
this toy has zapped them into another dimension, and they have to find that thing to get back. And
Right.
this whole issue, they've been chasing it. So I still think they haven't found it yet.
No, they haven't because it was skipping in the water. But
Yeah, I think at the end of this issue, they'll find it, and then they'll be able to get back. But
Yeah.
it's going to be an adventure. So
yeah, I mean I rated this as holy too. I thought it's just a great, cool story that I think you should just go out and get.
yeah, and this is actually the beginning to a story arc. It's
Yeah.
Escape from Dinosaur Island Part 1. So there's probably going to be like, I would peg this as a 3-issue run. I don't think they're going to waste 6 issues on this. If they do, there's going to have to be something more than them just fighting dinosaurs. I mean, that's fun for an issue or two, but like,
Yeah.
there's got to be something more.
It was almost like this was a good take on the dad taking the son.
but there is
to-
a little more. You skipped over at the end. They find this thing in the cave.
Yeah, that's what I was
This is
talking.
Oh, did you say that? Okay, sorry, I
Yeah.
missed that.
Oh, you're fine.
Yeah, where that stuff is scrawled on the wall. So there is more at play here.
Yeah, because they were trying to get away, and then they were running into like where all the army stuff was with the big battle. That was somehow where it took place, and
Well, and then they find some dead soldier's words
Yeah, on the-
scrawled on a wall, and
Yeah.
he's saying, "This is our final mission. Let it be known that me and my brothers died." And it really doesn't say much else. Yeah.
right. Yeah, that's why I didn't put that in
Yeah,
there.
it's hard to see. Yeah, but it's enough. It's a little tease.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
So
Okay.
for what's to come, I mean, I rated this wholly too. I thought it was
Absolutely.
really
I'm in. All right, Josh, go ahead.
Okay. So my next book is the Cyborg number 2,
Yeah.
written by John Semper Jr.,
Mm-hmm.
penciled by Paul Pelletier, and inkers Tony Cordos and Tom Palmer.
Okay.
Issue picks up right where the last one left off. To kind of bring you up to speed, a giant mechanical robot called Kilgore pretty much interrupted Cyborg's little getaway date to find his humanity
with Sarah.
with Sarah, and it opens up with just an image of them both just getting straight up slammed on the ground by Kilgore. So
Ouch.
I'm not going to go into too much detail because this comic has been kind of stated before. There was just a ton of dialogue in this, and a lot of frames, and just a lot of stuff to look at.
Oh, hey, man, I'm sorry. I got to stop you for 1 second. Did you see the Jurassic World sort of thing in the Superman comic right here where the dinosaur jumps out of the water and eats him?
Yeah.
As a Jurassic World call out, I
Yeah.
think.
Well, it's pretty sick.
Sorry. Anyway, go ahead.
So basically, Cyborg and Kilgore battling it out. Kilgore, excuse me. I believe that's how you say it, right? He's
Wait.
got a percentage sign in his name.
Yeah, no, it's an at symbol. Do you mean Purple Man Kilgore?
It's
No. Yeah, have you seen Jessica Jones on Netflix?
yes,
Yeah, Purple Man's name is Kilgore, too.
it is. I didn't even make that connection.
Yeah, I know. We did at lunch today. It was
Yeah.
kind of funny.
But yeah, so basically, Cyborg kind of gets thrown from Kilgore. Kilgore has a hold of Sarah the entire time. Whole lot of dialogue going on. Overall, basically what's happening is Kilgore's kind of telling Cyborg that he works for his leader. Basically, they're just a bunch of robots, and they're trying to get Cyborg to join up with them on their cause to basically destroy all humanity. So the battle kind of goes on. Kilgore flies up to the top of buildings, taking Sarah with him. First he throws a beam at Cyborg because you find out that Kilgore has the power to basically understand all electronics and control all machinery.
It's kind of like Ultron in that way.
Yeah, kind of like an epic superpower for a robot.
Yeah,
to be honest. So
something you would expect from a super robot. Yeah.
So as he's explaining this to Cyborg, he's controlling a crane, and as Cyborg's climbing outside the building, he just smashes him with this beam. I mean, Cyborg just gets straight up beat up this entire issue.
Poor Cyborg, man. He's just like obliterated.
So the story goes on. Basically, he throws Sarah from the top of the rooftops after quoting some Shakespeare to Cyborg. Cyborg immediately dives out the building, catches Sarah. They land on the ground.
I like the Shakespeare stuff. And
yeah,
that was
kind of interesting because Kilgore kind of talks about how he was kind of like a Danger Will Robinson robot, and then over time he kind of just developed the ability to speak multiple languages. He realized that he can pretty much control all machinery and stuff on Earth.
Right.
Just crazy the amount of advancement that he's gone through ever since his creation, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So Sarah and Cyborg separate at that point. Cyborg goes back up to Kilgore. They just have this epic battle as it continues. The dialogue, again, just continues. Sarah calls Dr. Stone. Yeah.
Which is his dad,
Cyborg's
right?
father.
Yeah,
yep.
Yeah.
So she gets a hold of him, lets him know that Cyborg's in the middle of battle. Cyborg told her to get a hold of him and let him know what's going on. Dr. Stone's in his car driving. He's like, what, where? Basically, she tells him where he's at. He flips a Yui real quick. He's on his way. All of a sudden, you hear Kilgore's voice speaking to Dr. Stone, and his center console of his car basically turns into Kilgore's face. Tentacles and wires come out of everything, and Kilgore grabs a hold of Dr. Stone at the same time that he's fighting Cyborg. So just to kind of demonstrate his powers a bit, I mean, he's in two places at once.
That's
controlling
multitasking
two different things. And I mean, he's a supercomputer, so it's not like it's like impossible for him to do. He could be everywhere at once. It's crazy. So after Dr. Stone appears to get taken by Kilgore, we cut back to the fight scene with him and Cyborg. They're still just going at it, smashing each other. He's still trying to convince Cyborg to join their cause. He then tells the backstory about his leader a little bit, and how he spent years gathering remains of old machinery, whether created for good or for bad. He's collected machines who had been defeated or discarded or destroyed by humans. He's restored them and reactivated them. So basically, they can serve him for his true purpose.
Oh, he recycles.
Yeah, Cyborg asks him what the purpose is that, and Kilgore basically tells him in order to get that answer, you have to survive me. You have to prove yourself worthy to our leader's interest.
Our robot leaders.
Exactly. So then he basically throws Cyborg into this laser beam thing of some sort. Cyborg then flies through that, flies off the building, lands on the street. Sarah gets a hold of him through... so in Cyborg's fall, he kind of lost his tracking system and everything. He lost Kilgore. Kilgore took off. He couldn't figure out where he'd gone. So he was having trouble tracing him down. Sarah all of a sudden beeps in. She got a hold of him over the radio. Basically, she found a way to track him using the local city's camera coverage, and basically gets him access to a CIA spy satellite. I mean, how cool is that? Cyborg can just tap into all that stuff and just use it to his advantage. So basically, he finds out where Kilgore's going. All of a sudden, he gets surprised because Kilgore lands at the church that him and his family used to go to when he was younger, before basically he became Cyborg and things got weird. And it's also the same church where his mother had his funeral and all that. So obviously, it's some sort of significance to Cyborg. He kind of wondering what kind of twisted point Kilgore's trying to make. So they begin battling in the church, still talking about the same thing. Kilgore's basically trying to get Cyborg to admit that he's more machine than human. Cyborg saying, that's a bunch of BS. I'm human. I'm not a machine. I was born. I wasn't built.
Listen, fool.
Yeah, basically.
I'm man, not machine.
Sweet Christmas.
Sweet Christmas. Wait. Wrong guy. Sorry.
So they continue to battle. Kilgore gets Cyborg basically all wrapped up and tangled, and then Cyborg can't move. Kilgore then makes one final attempt to kind of convince Cyborg to join his cause. He touches him on the forehead, and all of a sudden you start seeing all these different images within his mind, basically showing him the revolution of machines and how machines have always essentially been enslaved to the human race. It really starts to push that issue that basically that's what Kilgore and these other robots that he's fighting with are basically doing, is trying to overcome the enslavement that they've been under by humans, basically. And
so
that's why they
iRobot-
want to destroy humanity.
Yeah, and I really we talked about that a little, touched on it earlier, but he drew a parallel between Cyborg having been an African American human and the slavery of that ethnicity, and then the slavery of robots. He was drawing a parallel between those two things. It's kind of an interesting little thing. That was
a lot
cool.
like the movie iRobot with Will Smith.
A little bit. But
I
it
guess I
basically
haven't seen that one.
kind of Matrix kind of storyline too.
Oh yeah. I guess
If you go back and watch the Animatrix, where it goes into all the stuff that happened before,
That's awesome.
that kind of shows a lot of stuff with
for
that.
sure.
But
Yeah.
but basically, his images go from the start of the machine age for mankind to the next shot has planes and cars in it, and then it shows it gets to the digital age, then it gets to basically the robot stage, but then it starts showing pictures of slaves getting whipped by slave owners. Cut to a picture of some sort of hooded clan members burning things, talking about how humans basically destroy other humans, and really tries to convince Cyborg that humanity is horrible and evil and wrong, and basically you need to join our cause. End of it all, Cyborg basically still sticks to his guns. He's like, I am human, there's nothing you can say. He then references the conversation he had with the blind jazz musician, how Cyborg was struggling with that, if he has a soul or not.
Yeah.
Then Kilgore even hits him with the recorded playback from when Cyborg found that recording of his father talking about his creation. If he just left a shell of a being, or if he has a soul, that sort of thing.
Right.
All this going on, then Cyborg starts getting really upset, and the dialogue's still just extremely long and wordy.
Yeah. Very, very wordy.
The Energizer Bunny.
Yeah.
Yep. So then Cyborg turns around. He sees his father is trapped inside of a bubble cell cage thing of some sort. Cyborg gets really pissed at this point. Kilgore basically says, all right, well, if you're not going to join us, then let's play a game.
Oh, that's never good when a bad guy says that.
And basically he peels the shirt off of Cyborg's father, who's passed out. He has a bomb strapped to his chest. Cyborg basically has 30 seconds to break free of his entrapment, save his father before the bomb explodes. But he leaves out one simple fact, and that simple fact is that the cage is also filled with a unique chemical gas that is harmless to everything on Earth, but corrosive and deadly to Cyborg alone. So I thought that was kind of interesting that they have this gas that only hurts Cyborg but doesn't hurt anything else.
Got a whole little saw type thing going on.
Right, exactly.
A little bit,
so basically Kilgore then takes off from that point. Cyborg breaks free, has some memories of his mother and things like that. Pretty much dives right into this ball cage that his father's in with no fear. Doesn't even care if this gas kills him. Pulls his father out, gets him out of the building, I don't know if anything actually happened with the bomb, but then, Cyborg's kind of melting and deteriorating as he's speaking with his father. He starts having a moment where he's talking to his mom, saying, here I come, whatever's left of me anyways. Kilgore pops back in, tells Cyborg to quit being so dramatic, basically tells him that the gas didn't really have the power to keep, the corrosiveness didn't have the power to keep up with Cyborg's regeneration ability, so it really wasn't going to kill him. They just kind of wanted to see if he would take that risk.
Yeah.
Kind of another test. Is he human? Is he machine?
Yep.
So Kilgore basically says he has nothing left to do but to finish Cyborg off. All of a sudden, all the lights in the city go out. I mean, total blackout. All power's cut. Kilgore immediately freaks out because, again, his superpower is that he can control electricity, control machinery, all that. So you take all that electricity, you take all that power away. What does he got left?
Nothing.
You got a robot, right?
Yep.
So basically, Kilgore freaks out, realizing he's in a blackout. All of a sudden, you hear Sarah chime in. She's in Star Labs. They somehow took out, the entire grid for the city. Basically, tell Cyborg now's his chance. Cyborg doesn't waste a second. Breaks free of Kilgore's hold. Basically, tears his arms off, kicks his face in, just totally destroys this robot.
Go Cyborg.
Basically turns back to his father, puts his beam thing on the bomb, basically to deactivate it. And then he reads his vital signs that they seem normal. He must have been drugged when they put him to sleep. And he's basically, let's see. And basically, he's just glad that his father didn't hear anything that was going on because he was like basically out the whole time. His father starts waking up. They have a brief conversation, and they walk off into the distance. And then all of a sudden, you see basically the same scene on some monitors. And then it cuts to a laboratory somewhere else, and there you see Cyborg's father, Dr. Stone, yelling, "That's not me, Victor. Can you hear me? I am your real father. I'm being held prisoner."
Yeah, and that's a
and
replica.
the man you're carrying is an imposter.
Dun, dun, dun.
So I did go back and get the Cyborg Rebirth number 1, and then I also read DC Universe Rebirth, Cyborg number 1. And I enjoyed both of those, but then this one, although it was just one epic battle, like I got to go back to what you said earlier. It was so wordy.
It was a slog.
It was so wordy. And I mean, Kilgore had some cool things, like the whole Shakespeare thing. Again, that was cool. I always started quoting Shakespeare, and like, I mean, he's a cool machine, but just some of the dialogue in this was just unreal.
I feel like it's such an action-packed issue should not be so wordy. Like it's either action or development, but you can't have your cake and eat it too, guys. Like, come on.
But you know what? I'm sorry. If it's my cake, who's going to tell me I can't eat it?
I don't know. I'm telling you. If that comic book is cake, then you gotta either have it.
I'm a fat guy. I like cake. Okay.
I don't know, man. I lost this analogy. All right.
Overall, I mean, I thought the story was still pretty good. Just a little wordy, but still pretty good. Cool. I thought it was pretty action-packed, like you said. I mean, it was a pretty epic battle that they had.
The art is awesome.
Cyborg just gets stomped on the entire time, like I said, but he still keeps going. The art I thought was good. There was a lot of action in it. But, I mean, I don't know. I kind of stuck between a blessing and a stuck in purgatory because, again, it was like an entire issue was just pretty much one scene. One battle.
It is purgatory for me.
Yeah, you didn't really get a whole lot. So, I mean, I'm still excited to see where it goes. I'm excited to read more. I hope it gets a little less wordy.
Yeah.
And, kind of a little bit easier to read.
Cool. Awesome. Well, solid review. I think it's a purgatory for sure. I like Cyborg a lot. I like the story a lot, but I think we're stuck in purgatory for now, and we're just waiting for it to get a little bit better. So
it'll happen. I got faith.
All right, so I'm going to run through a quick week in review since we are kind of trying to do a shorter podcast, not 2 hours. We feel like maybe people stop listening before it's over, so we want to shorten things up a little, make it, leave you wanting more. So this week in review, an Aquaman Mira is getting tested by some kind of racist species Atlantean broads who are trying to make sure she's up to marrying the king, while a giant mud monster is traipsing its way through Atlantis like it owns the freaking ocean, making its way to the surface world to wreak havoc. Speaking of mud, in Batman and Nightwing, we continue the Night of the Monster Men, where Clayface took the form of a metal Batman v Superman style batsuit, and then Batman put him on. Literally, Batman wore Clayface as a batsuit.
Oh, insert joke here. Insert joke here.
Yeah, Batman was inside Clayface. All right, so then we find out that Doctor Strange wants to fight Batman while wearing a batsuit. Seriously, at the end of the issue, Dr. Hugo Strange is wearing a batsuit and waiting to face off with Batman.
Crazy.
Justice League is still annoying and confusing. The Justice League is getting irritable and crazy while the Flash and Green Lantern Jessica Cruz go out on a date. And that's about all you need to know for DC Rebirth. Otherwise, I read Image Comics Snot Girl #1, which was really weird. Like, I don't even have time to go into how weird it was, but it's just a weird read that provoked some really heated conversation between my wife and I about whether or not it sucks. I think it's good, definitely weird and not my usual bag, but still worth reading if you want to check out something different. And in Deadpool and the Mercs for Money, DP breaks Negasonic Teenage Warhead out of a crazy mutant prison and gets the mercenary gang back together. That one was a basic Deadpool comic. Fun, good book to read over a bowl of cereal, but not too much substance. And then Doctor Strange and Marvel was a very fun adventure where he faced off with a magic threat, and I'm not going to go into much more detail than that. So, shall we play a game?
First, let me go ahead and plug He-Man Thundercats issue #1.
Yeah, sorry about that. I forgot about that.
No problem. I picked up that comic this week. Thundercats has a sweet spot in my heart. There's a band I used to listen to back in high school called Reliant K. They had a song called
the
Lion-O.
Christian pop punk band.
Yep,
Yeah.
and they had a song called Lion-O that was all about the Thundercats. I mean, I watched the cartoon. I loved the show.
Yeah.
He-Man, I didn't get into until like a few years later. They did a He-Man animated series on Netflix for a while. It was actually a pretty cool little series. And what they did here with this comic is basically threw the two worlds together. Without giving too much away, it just, like I said, it took me back. It has a bit of nostalgia for me.
Right in the feelers.
Right in the feelers, but also like the art in this comic I thought was really, really good. It
This was
felt
a DC book too, right?
and this is a DC book, yep. But I mean the art was just like amazing, like very detailed. The way that it was colored, like I was kind of taken from it. It looked like almost I was looking more at like something that somebody painted together than just like a comic book drawing.
Sweet.
So it was just a really good issue. I enjoyed it. I'm going to continue reading it. I can't wait to see where it goes because Mumra and Skeletor and He-Man and the Thundercats. I mean, it's got it all.
Can't get
right
better
there.
than that, right?
Dude, oh, it was good.
Reminds you of Saturday morning cartoons.
That's right, man. It was awesome. It was great.
Back in the day. And if you haven't read Seven to Eternity, get it.
Oh yeah, 7 to Eternity. We talked about that last week, but a very good read, solid choice. So I
can't wait to read
enjoyed
that.
it. Yeah. Okay, so shall we play a game?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Do you want to go first? or me?
I'll go first.
All right, so our game is that we read an excerpt from a comic, a line of dialogue, and the others try and guess it. We got 2 this week, so Brad, you go ahead.
Okay. Now, 2 people said this. I will give you that, all right?
Okay.
So, you're so corny, but not as corny as Iowa. Stop.
Oh, I read this too.
So we had to guess who said it.
Jessica
Yes.
Cruz.
No.
Black Canary.
Yes.
Who was the
One
other?
person. Who else would Black Canary be talking to? In
Oliver
Green
Queen.
Arrow.
There you go.
Okay, cool.
All right. I get a point for assist, by the way.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Have a point.
Strong assist. Okay.
Cool.
We have to start enforcing justice without using unjust force.
Miss
Miss
Marvel.
Yeah, good work.
Thumbs up,
Thumbs
boom,
buddy.
All right.
Yeah.
Got
Good
super
comment,
loud
good
there.
Yeah, we did.
See that? Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
We got excited. We all missed Marveled at the same time.
Okay,
true.
so
That's
we
true.
got to plug our comic shops here. Mayhem Comics in West Des Moines and Ames, Iowa. Fantastic comic book store. I think we all shop there. Set up a pull file there. They'll give you 10% off your books. If you're in Des Moines, Iowa or Ames, Iowa, it is the place to be for your comic
Super
book
friendly
needs.
people too. Super friendly people.
Yep, very wonderful people.
Very
So-
helpful.
Yep. So if you want to find us, you can find me on Twitter at Ben Dupey, BenDupey. Brad, where can they find you?
I'm on Twitter at Bradley_Butin.
That's Butin.
Yes.
And Josh?
And you can find me on Twitter as well at Facefur, FACEFURRR.
Wonderful. And then you can also find us on Facebook at Nerd Church Radio, patreon.com/Nerd Church Radio, GoFundMe.com/Nerd Church Radio, or just nerdchurchradio.com. Otherwise, we are going to go live video after this and talk some comic book TV that is not going to be available on iTunes, but we are on YouTube as Nerd Church Radio. So if you want to check us out there, we will be, that's what we're called, is Nerd Church Radio on YouTube, and that'll be on our channel. We're going to do that every week, I think, some TV time. Short video show. So yeah, you'll get to see what we look like and stuff. So, yep. Other than that, do you guys have anything else for the comic show?
I just want to say thanks again to everybody for all the support. I mean, you guys just tuning in and listening to our cast does a lot for us, and we're excited to do it, and we want to hear what you guys' thoughts are on our cast as well.
Yeah,
So,
Absolutely, man. If you guys are listening at this point towards the end of the show and you put up with this for this long, seriously, in all seriousness, we do appreciate you very, very much. It's awesome to know that there are people that are listening to us and enjoying what we're doing and the content we're putting out. And we'd love to interact with you. If you have any questions or just want us to give you a shout out, we do greatly appreciate the fact that you're even listening to us. So thank you for that. Anything else?
I'm good.
that's
All
all
right,
I
with
got.
that, I will say peace be with you.
And also with you.
Peace out, planet Earth.
Praise be to comics.